guys, Sean with Vital MX. I'm here with Adrian of Ride Engineering, and today we are checking out his triple clamps, the Ride Engineering's new split triple clamps for KTM, Husqvarna, and Gas. The bike that we currently have from that group that Vital has is the Rockstar Edition. That's what we have it out here today. The stock clamps on the Husqvarnas and KTMs come with a CNC'd that are not split. They're a lot more rigid. The top and bottom sections are just one piece. You can see on the Rockstar Edition, they have their I think they call them the factory clamps, and they're obviously split, and that's to get more comfort. Adrian's Ride Engineering clamps are also split. He developed them on his own. He says that they're aimed at doing a similar thing, but even better than the Rockstar clamps. So why don't you explain a little bit how your clamps, how you came up with the design for your triple clamps?
I went out and I tested the stock clamps. I grabbed the competitors' clamps and tested those that were also split, and then I got the WP factory clamps as well, and I tested with those, and I found of everything out on the market, I thought the WP clamps were the best at giving the front end more plushness and comfort, and taking the stinging and buzziness out of your arms that the stock CNC clamps kind of give the rider.
Right.
So I just kind of focused on their design and I tried to improve it, and we came out with something a little bit similar, but also it's different. It's made out of a different alloy. It's got some different features in it. I moved the pinch to the front thinking that would actually make it a little more flexible, and I've adjusted the bar position just a little bit to try to add a little more comfort for the riders, and I think we came out with a really great product that actually, in my opinion, it outperforms the factory clamps. We do offer two offsets.
Okay.
Stock offset is 22 millimeters. We also make a 20.5. I think for the majority of riders, the 22 millimeter clamp is the way to go. For the high-speed outdoor type tracks, I think this is a little more forgiving. That said, we're working with AJE Motorsports, which is on a gas team, and they actually, some of their riders did prefer the 20.5 for Supercross.
Okay.
It also might be a good option for some of the off-road guys as well. But for the general motocross track rider, I think that the stock offset is best.
Okay. Well, we have Steve Boniface out here today. He's going to ride the bike as it is, like with these clamps, and then we're going to throw on the Ride Engineering clamps and compare them, see pros and cons, and how they feel back to back.
Hi guys, Steve Boniface, ex-pro rider, weighing 150 pounds and 5'7" height. Today we tested some Ride Engineering triple clamps on the Husky 450 Factory Edition. One thing that we need to mention, and I'd like to mention, is that the triple clamps that comes on the Factory Edition are already like a lot better and a lot smoother than what the stock Husky 450 triple clamps comes with, so that's something to keep in mind. When we swapped the triple clamps for the Ride Engineering triple clamps, it was just as good. I did like the bar mount position better on the Ride Engineering. I believe it was like 3 millimeter lower and a little more back compared to the stock Factory Edition triple clamps. And for me, it was a lot better, like turning and also like standing up on the bike, being able to put my weight more back on the bike. On this track, it wasn't really rough today, and it was a lot of very small, like tight corner, as you can see on the video. The cornering was just as good. It was very hard for me to feel like a big difference as far as like how comfortable, the bike was, or probably would have felt like a bigger difference if we would have like gone like into more like a national track like Glen Helen or even Kauai, where like a higher speed and like a little rougher. The bar mount was a big plus for me. I like the way it felt on the bike, just as good as like the factory triple clamps. We also tested like the 450 Husky in the stock configuration, and that's one thing we mentioned, that the stock triple clamps were really stiff, made the bike like really stiff, and and nervous in the front. So I believe like putting on the Ride Engineering triple clamps on the stock version of the Husky 450 would be a night and day difference.